What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and it's time for yet another RPG Crate unboxing. As you can see on the screen above and below, this is the January 2017 RPG Crate, and the theme for this month is Tangled Web. I'm assuming that's going to mean spiders, maybe drow. I guess we'll find out. So, here we go. I'm sorry about all the minis on the table here and the drawings and stuff. It's still left over from this past Tuesday, but let's see what we got. We've got our little card here that's going to tell us what is in the RPG Crate. We're going to come back to that. First up, as lately, we have a t-shirt. So let's see what we've got. The only thing you have to fear is fear itself and spiders. So there you go. I really like that t-shirt. I will probably be wearing this on Tuesday in our Out of the Abyss campaign. Because, well, I'm not afraid of spiders. I recognize that a lot of other people are. So, solid. And again, these t-shirts are all good quality. I like them because they are usually a little bit longer than other t-shirts. Okay. So, a dice bag. What is in this dice bag? Whoa! Not dice. There's a spider. Little... You guys can see that, like one of the plastic spider web spiders that normally you get around Halloween. And crystals? So I'm actually going to bring these around the front of this camera here so you guys can get a good look at these. So, I'm not entirely sure. They're all of differing sizes. So, we'll go back and, oops, dropped one. We'll take a look at these. When we look at the actual, there's a couple more in the bag that I missed. So we've got, I guess, loot. I'm not really sure with this little spider. Okay, we've got some hands-on fun. We've got colored pencils here. Purple to like a light blue, a royal blue, brown, black, and tan. And that, I assume, is to go with this bad boy. The Dungeon Mapping Booklet. 40 plus pages of hand-drawn grid. Greetings, Dungeoneer. If you have made it this far, then you certainly have an interest in stone-filled caverns and underground carved hallways. If you have found this place by accident, then I urge you to reconsider your path. Whether it is a Minotaur's maze or a Sphinx riddle on a wall, these dungeon halls will test your mind, tax your muscle, and try your stamina. If you possess the wherewithal, journey forward, adventurer. May your light always shine bright and your ink never run dry. Master Zinrin. This dungeon mapping booklet can be used with any RPG, role-playing game system. 40 plus pages that follow are designed to be removed and used as 11 by 17 maps. Just open the center of the booklet, loosen the staple, and then carefully remove as many pages as you need, one at a time. You can also keep the booklet fully intact and use it as 8.5 by 11 page as you wish. Virtually endless possibilities. Document your adventuring party's journeys, create a personal log, dream and envision future castles and keeps, or design a fantastic underground labyrinth. Join us at rpgcrate.com, become a member, roll initiative, and unlock your mind. So, hope you guys can see that. I'll bring this again. I'll bring this a little bit closer. I've talked about wanting one of these before, but essentially, this is just, I mean, it's more kind of, I guess you could call it, you know, rustic looking. It looks more like a dungeon, but essentially, that's all this is. It's just a whole book of maps. As you can tell, like they said here, you can see in the center, the staples, you just pop these out, and you've got an 11 by 17 map, or keep it as the booklet, and use it, sorry, dog's barking, as 8.5 by 11 maps. So that's really cool. I'm a fan of this. I don't know how much this would run you. This is this particular version is an RPG Crate exclusive, but I really like this. I would buy more of these myself. I realize it's kind of silly. You can't just print these out on if you have access to 8.5 by 11 paper, but I kind of like that it's in a book, and I do think it would be cool. Yeah, you can just casually doodle your dungeons as a dungeon master. But like it says, if you're a player and you go in a lot of dungeons, you can try to like draw your maps as you go to document things. I thought that's pretty cool. I'm guessing that's what the colored pencils are for. Okay, we got a couple more things. We have, as always, our Tales from the Bloody Bucket. We've got 3 this month. We have Willow Orchard, Finders, Keepers, and Tangled Web. So, this is for a total party levels of 16, so that's average of a 4th level party. So unfortunately, as we've talked about, and I have still intentions to play through all the Tales from the Bloody Bucket, they will not, unfortunately, go straight in level order. This one is level 4, so there may have to be some jumping around. But characters attending the recent Winter Festival in Three Rivers Ford or Eastgate experience a ground tremor that strikes in the final days of the festival, and this kind of leads into that. So there's the background on the festival. What do we have as far as enemies? Looks just like here, just some guards, but again, they all have the maps on the back and the full detail of the adventure. But it looks like we are looking at some +1 studded leather armor, a +2 short sword called Bloodseeker, or with Bloodseeker engraved on the blade. So, got some cool magic weapons. Finders, Keepers, again, these are all for 4th level characters, a group of 4th level characters. This, we've got a Fisher Spider. This is a new creature. Additional information found in Tales from the Bloody Bucket version 8 or higher. So you can download the PDF to see that. Again, there's a family crypt map here on the back. Looks like this might be pretty similar to a Cave Fisher, if you're familiar with those enemies. They are in Volo's Guide to Monsters as well. Oh, hello. This one's got some real... we've got... This one looks like it has some significant magic items in it here. We got a bunch of gold. A pile of treasure on this one. Bracers of Defense, Cloak of Protection, a +1 Warhammer, a +1 shield, and a Silver Raven figurine of wondrous power. Pretty cool stuff. That's the most I've seen in one of these to date. And then lastly, we have the Tangled Web. We have some pretty interesting looking new creatures. Shrieking Spider, Wandering Spider, Huntsman Spider, Slime Spider, and an Abomination with a bunch of interesting abilities. And again, here's your map, which you could draw out on your nice new dungeon mapping booklet. Oh, and then the spider that just hopped over here. We're gonna have to look at that. It does in just a sec. That actually might be to play these. That might be why. A large wheel spider. That's what the Huntsman Spider was. Yeah, and again, there's more new creatures available in the free PDF Tales from the Bloody Bucket. So, we've got that, and then we've got this, this is a hardcover. Fosk Anansi, Shadow of the Spider Goddess, a 5e adventure for 4 to 6 characters of 6th level.
Stop scratching.
Yeah, so hardcover. Silent Crawlers, this is from Fail Squad Games, so hopefully we won't run into the typical issues we have on the adventureaweek.com where it's just awfully misspelled and the spacing is disastrous. From the back, that's not the case. Silent crawlers with a venomous bite. Web spinners creating sticky, beautiful homes that double as deadly traps. Nature's most artistic killers. What fools would grow these tiny killing machines into the size of ponies or even larger? Gnomes! Opportunistic dark gnomes looking for profit who stumbled upon an interdimensional substance. Experimental, yet undoubtedly powerful. Then something came creeping down the strand that connected the spiders to the interdimensional world. A shadow. The shadow of the spider goddess. So, let's crack the spine on this bad boy. It is black and white. Unfortunately not full color, but there is still full page art, as you can see here. So, begins in a small town or village, preferably one familiar to the players of the party. I don't know, this one has a spider with fingers. Its spider legs end in fingers, and this one is playing a harp. I don't know, this one's pretty cool, actually. This might be worth running. We do have nice, I'll bring this closer to the screen again for you guys, detailed stat blocks that are fairly simplistic, but easy to read, which is nice. And again, we got nice maps here, and again, some nice art. So what else? Spiders, different kinds of spiders, large spider, brown spider, huge brown spiders. There's a cabinet. We got some random encounter tables. Couple, looks like there might even be some kind of puzzles. Skitter shades. It looks like we got some new creatures. We got some subterranean caverns, which is pretty cool. Potion, okay, we got some new magic items. We're gonna get to those. Several adventures, random encounters, automatons, black widow spiders. Again, some cool new spider-themed monsters. This could probably easily be slotted into something that could lead you in. What is this for? For 6th level. So this could be. You could probably rework this to fit this in the Underdark in your Out of the Abyss campaign, or work this as a way to get your players into the Underdark if you so chose. Yeah, I mean, this is it's, where are we at, page 26? 26 is the main adventure, so basically 26 pages of actual adventure. I assume this could be run as a one-shot. Then we've got, again, our large page art, and then we have handouts and maps. There is the map here, Nevnublin, level 1 here, and then we have this is one of the things in the random encounter table, this new recruit. Again, more maps, and then new creatures, and they are all full statted out at the back here. Sort of contrary to what I talked about in the Slaughter at Splinterfang Gorge, where all of the enemies, like as I said, are throughout the book. These ones are, but they are also contained in an appendix in the back. So it's got both. Automatons, shadows, skitter shades, which are sort of look like an ettercap from what I can tell, but like a less bulbous ettercap. And then just a big old thing full of spiders. Large spider, giant spider, huge black widow spider, huge brown spider, huge wolf spider, spider swarm. And then this Fosk Anansi seems like this is basically the spider queen, as it were. Not a Lolth per se, but similar. And we have, is this an NPC? Character. We got a couple of characters here. There's a complete PC character sheet for Genist Fennel. This is provided should any of your players desire to run her character as a player character in future adventures, or if one of the player characters fall during the quest. Genist can be turned immediately to a PC without holding up the game, and putting her in the game this way gives her an immediate background story the players will remember. And then, yeah, we've got a full character sheet. Kind of be able to make that out there. And this is a full 5th level champion fighter with a guild artisan background. Looks like this was built by more or less by point buy. The stats are relatively, relatively even as far as they go. All of your abilities, 2-weapon fighting style, second wind, extra attack, dual wielder, all kind of outlined here. Although I didn't see action surge on there, but that should be there as well. On the back here, magic item, the Potion of Arachnids. This potion, created from blood of giant spiders and select Underdark fungi, typically appears as a dark blue, bitter, thin liquid. Consuming the entire small potion grants the imbiber with advantage on all saving throws against web and web-based attacks. The imbiber may also traverse spider webs without becoming ensnared, as if they were plain ropes or vines. The imbiber also has advantage on all climbing rolls. In situations where advantage would naturally occur, no roll is required and automatic success is assumed. The potion lasts for 2d4 turns. We have a couple of blank, we have a blank Fail Squad Games character sheet here in the back. And then some information here. This adventure was made possible by the generous support of RPG Crate subscribers. Get your crate at rpgcrate.com. Thanks for your support. Tell us about your adventures on Facebook, Twitter, or the Fail Squad Games website. I hope gaming can bring us together as friends. Lloyd M. failsquadgames.com. Looks like they may have some more stuff. Looks like that is the only different magic item that we have. I don't believe she has any magic items. She looks like she has a +1 longsword and a +1 short sword. Okay, so she has a +1 longsword, +1 short sword. Some various tools, smith's tools, etc. They have all of her background stuff. The only thing, like I said, that's missing here is Action Surge from the list. But other than that, it is a full statted book. And that's, sorry, my phone is ringing. So that is that. This is a cool little adventure. I might run this, and we might do a stream of it. And then, as always, in the bottom, we have our dragon pull-apart foam. So let's take a look, lastly, at our little card and make sure we got everything. The t-shirt. The velvet bag and uncut gems prop. If you help me, I'll show you more, or show you where there is more, much more. Black velvet dice bag, uncut gem prop in one of 3 colors. Colored drawing pencils. With but a pencil and the stroke of his hand, he created worlds. Colored dungeon drawing pencils. The dungeon mapping booklet. Fosk Anansi, the adventure, 5th edition adventure for 4 to 6 level 6 characters. And the Tales from the Bloody Bucket. Again, you can download, there is, like I said, there is a setting, as it were, for Tales from the Bloody Bucket. That is bit.ly/bucketv8, or you can get it at facebook.com/rpgcrate. And then again, save your foam and create a custom miniature box. Like I've shown you before, you can, if you've been getting these, save this RPG crate box along with the foam and use them and fill this all the way up with foam, and then you have basically a miniature box to carry your miniatures in, or whatever else you like, your dice or whatnot, and you can use this box as a rolling tray, all sorts of things. So it actually doesn't give you any reasoning why. So this, I'm guessing, is for when you're playing, if you're LARPing, I guess that would obviously work. But if you are playing and you just want to have a prop, you want to do something physical, you can say, you can do one of these things. The NPC reaches into his off of its belt, pulls a pouch, and throws it at the PCs and says, "There's more where that came from, friend. If you take care of this for me." And they open it up, and then they go, "Well, okay, let's see what's this about. It's probably something weird." And then they open it up, and they're like, "Oh, shit. That is a lot of gems." And then you, as the DM, will have to decide how much these gems are worth. These gems are... you look over the gems, and they seem to be an assortment of... These are blue gems. They're not really sapphire colored, but we'll say they're sapphires or topaz. Coming to about the total of... realistically, this probably 2,000 gold pieces, maybe a little bit more. And it's just something fun. If you guys watched any of the Know Your Role stuff, I did that once with I had a friend make a piece of flesh that was carved off of an enemy. And I put that in a bag like this, and I threw it at the PCs, and it was a pretty cool little thing to see them be like, "Oh my god, it's skin, and what's this symbol?" I don't know. It was a pretty cool idea. So that's this month's RPG Crate. What are my thoughts on it? The t-shirts, I love the t-shirts. They're all funny, and they're themed, and they're RPG related, and I like that. Tales from the Bloody Bucket, always cool. Again, 3 potential one-shots and a growing sort of serialized one-shot adventure where you have the Bloody Bucket, the bar, which is the staple for that, and then all of these little adventures that are kind of tacked to the job board. So you can play in person, you can play online, and you can play fairly consistently, but have players drop in and drop out, because this is just a job board in the bar. So if 2 of the same players show up, oh, well, that's great. They grab a third new person because so-and-so can't make it to play tonight, or somebody else can, and again, they support around 4 to 6 players or so. So you can grab new people, and you have your maps, and you can get these in digital form as well on, I believe. So got all these. This is cool. I told you I love this dungeon booklet. Again, you could just buy a book of graph paper, which realistically is exactly the same thing. A marble notebook full of graph paper rather than lined paper is exactly the same. But whatever. It's got a cool cover. It's got RPG art on the front and back. It's neat. If you didn't know that you could get, if you didn't feel like keeping individual pieces of graph paper, and you didn't know that they made like composition notebooks with graph paper, then this would be probably a cool thing. And it looks dungeony, less than just generic white paper with blue lines. And they gave, you know, colored pencils to color it in, which is nice. They are very nicely sharpened. And then this Bosque Anansi adventure module. This one I will give some credit to over some of the other ones because this is a hardcover book. Granted, it is a very thin book, but still, hardcover. All in all, as I've said before, I like the digital content that we used to get in the earlier crates, as well as the dice. I mean, these dice right here, these kind of greenish yellow ones, are the ones that Pat uses. I got those in one of, I think, the second RPG crate, and those are the ones that Pat uses every Tuesday, and if you've been paying attention to him lately, he's been rolling a fair amount of 20s with that die. So I miss those dice, and I miss the digital content. We used to get audiobooks in the original ones, and we get battle bards. For the first 3 crates, we got battle bards, both music and ambient sounds, and as well as like monster sounds. Like for the first one, which was dragon themed, we received like the red dragon sound and like the dragon fight music, and I thought those were really cool. So I'd like to see those again. But like I said, I've been rambling for a little while now. That was the January 2017, the start of the year for the RPG crate. I don't know what next theme is. It's probably not out just yet, but as soon as I know, I'll let you guys know. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you like RPG crate. Are you getting it? Do you want to keep getting it? Did this make you say, oh my god, I gotta get RPG crate? Or is this kind of like, nah, I'll probably just pass. I haven't really seen anything I've liked recently. Do you have another RPG crate type service that you subscribe to? Obviously, there are tons of subscription boxes are sort of a big thing. They kind of come back from the 80s, and they're sort of a thing now with Loot Crate and One Up Box and Nerd Block and this and that, all these other boxes. So I went for RPG Crate because it was one that's something that's near and dear to what I do, as you can see with everything around me here, miniatures and dice and so on. This was my, this is the first one that I saw, but I have heard that there are other ones. I think there's Dungeon Crate or Dungeon Block. I'm not sure what it is. But do you guys have that? And if you get that, do you like it better than RPG Crate? Please let me know in the comments below. Maybe it's worth me switching over, or maybe it's worth me next month ordering both and comparing them to give you guys a comparison of what they look like, and then that'll be the video. So, anyway guys, sorry for the ramble at the end there, but hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time.